This playthrough is rated T for teen.
This is not how I thought I'd spend my Saturday nights. Greetings and salutations, viewers. Vauldemare back here with another episode of Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 2. In the last episode, we went to the Keep of the Pale Knight, dealt with some shadows and undead things, and we found the heroes from the previous game, Adriana, Vaughn, and Cromlech. And we released Adriana and we released all of them, but Adriana gave us a clue to one of her staffs. We got to find it somewhere in here before we head out. But before that, yeah, we've got a little bit of a problem there. We got some undead creatures of some sort just kind of hanging around, wanting to do bad things to me, and traps all over the place. Yeah, there's a lot of them I gotta kill. Oh boy, now we're actually gonna do it for once. Luckily, now that oh right, I forgot I leveled in between episodes, and we finally gained another stat bump. So yeah, let's go ahead and put that. Yeah, let's go put that at strength. All right, 23 points. Yeah, could do that by the end of the game, but it's a tough one. Max out stunning blow, willpower. Yeah, let's max out. Actually, did I max out? Yeah, max out stealth and sorry, Artial strike. Actually, let's upgrade endurance just so we can wield the heavier armors by the end of the game, so or at least to get a couple points into that. So yeah, let's just max it out or get close anyway. So all right, anyway, probably not as big of a deal, but all right. Now we only got a handful of you, so we can start slowly. Now that we ran in here and all the monsters kind of reset, so now we can kind of take these guys one at a time this time instead of having like a billion of them like running at me, you know, ghouls, you know, skeletons and all that, skelly mans. And we can't crit you, but hey, or stun you, but hey, we can crit you. Great. And you're probably wondering, where is this like, you know, treasure that Adriana said? Well, it's in the sarcophaguses around here, so we just got to search all those. So we just got to find one of these that has it in there. But unfortunately, I was about to say, there's really no way to tell which sarcophagus it is as far as I'm aware of. So we kind of just have to go check every single sarcophagus until we find it. I mean, I think there is clearly an obvious one, but yeah, so you just walk by it, it says it's empty. Yep. Yeah, I gotta quit checking it because they're going to keep, you know, popping up out of nowhere to attack me. Oh man, this guy's hit pretty hard. Ouch. Oof. Ouch. I'm not trying to check it. It auto checks it, by the way, when you run next to it. So might want to heal though. Now I'm trying to look for. I forgot which. Oh wait, no, it's north. Okay, yeah, it's northeast. Never mind. For a second, I lost track of where I was checking for. There's something I want to do here before we actually leave this place. Nope, empty. Nope, but skeletons inside. These are the strongest skeletons ever to have lived, apparently. Yeah, look at how much damage it takes for me to kill them. They could be Nightwalkers or something. Oh wait, no, we already fought a Nightwalker. Never mind. They could just be giant skeletons. Or it's the DM just upgrading the enemy stats just so we don't one-shot everyone. That's usually what I do if I use low-end enemies. I'll still beef them up a bit. Just for this part, you know, or just for later on, because you're like, man, I don't want to just like have my heroes browbeat through everything. That's boring. Ow. Yeah, luckily we can crit the ghouls or whatever you want to call them. It's weird how you can poison a skeleton because you shouldn't be able to. They're undead. They should be immune to that. Oh well, whatever. If the DM doesn't point it out, I'm not gonna point it out. You know what I mean? What's the first rule? If the DM rule is law. So if the DM says that it's the case, that's the case, and that's all we have to go by. Now sometimes you can make a strong argument against the DM for certain situations, but it's his game and scenario. So you ask him a question about it, and if he says that's how it is, then that's just how it is. You just have to play around with those rules and hopefully you survive. Okay, seriously, stop blocking. I wish I could stun you. Go back to using crushing blow for. Ow! And that's the thing that kills him. Even though I haven't really been beating him with crushing blow, but hey. In here? Aha. Sarcophagus. Pushing aside the desiccated remains of some unknown creature, you discover Adriana's magic staff. So now it is a... Nope, it's not that. It is a flawless phase staff. Plus 25 damage inflicted added to magical energy. So if I want to do, use stealth or such like that all the time, it's probably one of the better staff weapons you can get in the game as well. So we can switch between the different weapons. And it's got an axe head on it, which is kind of weird. Oh yeah, I almost never use the staff weapon, by the way. It's, just because I usually like just doing melee with them, It's because I haven't really been building up my staff attack. I probably should have done that before getting this thing, just to show off its attacks and stuff like that. Because it's like the hand thing. You get different variations on the strike. It's not just doing this, but oh well. Anyway. So yeah, for those of you playing the monk staff ways, this is the best staff weapon you can get in the game. Stop blocking, please. I beg of you. I don't know why he keeps asking me to check that thing. It's like, we already know. Ow. Ooh, slow down. I almost thought about fighting all these guys off screen, but I was like, nah, it's more dangerous and by like trying to find the item while fighting this thing. You know what I mean? I mean, yeah, the last episode it was scary because being chased by like 100 dudes because their AI will keep attacking you until you can get to a spot where they can't target you anymore. So yeah, there's no reason to attack the or look for the sarcophagus anymore. So, ooh, just a multi-crits, or at least multi-hit damage. Now, if only he'd stop throwing arrows at me. That's right, he threw arrows, not a. The only problem with equipping multiple items though is you have to kind of switch through your inventory really quick to do it. Whoops. Accidentally hit the map button. That's usually why I don't like equipping multiple weapons back to back. Just so it's like at least if it's your fists and that. But of course if you're playing with anyone else, then you have to have multiple weapons. Like you have to. But this game really doesn't like. I mean, the idea of having multiple weapons is either to change your situation out, or if you're fighting like different creatures with different elements. Ah, jeez. Jeez Louise, man. Everyone's just getting really good hits on me today. Yeah, take this. Daggers, 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 daggers. I mean, I do decent damage with this thing when I hit. It's just, it does have multiple attacks. Right, how many more are there? Actually, quite a few more. Yeah, I don't want to search that. Oops. I was going to do something else, but I could always go stealth if I'm out of range or whatever. Stop following me. Now we see the skeleton is natural habitat as I sneak attack. Ooh. Wow, he just usually doesn't get stuns on me. But yeah, ghouls can stun. Ghouls, wights, and the like can stun you, because that makes them really dangerous at low levels, because if they stun you and then they can crit you, because when you're considered, if you're stunned, it means you're considered helpless, so that means you can get hit like really easily. In D&D, you usually get auto-critted, or at least, actually it's possible to coup de grace someone, which I think technically, depending on which version, basically is the same thing. And coup de grace means you just take a full round to like basically, there it is. There's a secret door where you can get some treasure, which I believe is this spot right here, so. Yep. Yeah, that one's really easy to miss. Like, it is because it's hidden in the corner. And if you don't look at, like, if you're not looking for it, you're like, okay, how do you open that door? So, yeah. Gold, coral, jacinth, ruby, jade, jet. Yeah, we got almost all the gems, I think. All the gems. Ooh. Morning star. Yep, more gems. Gem. Is she truly outrageous? Truly, truly. Yeah, I'm gonna finish everyone off before I actually leave, though. I want that precious experience, baby. Well, now it's a lot easier when there's only like 1 or 2 people in here. Yeah, I wonder what Jarek and Karn have been up to while I've been in here. They're like, so you got any 3s? Yeah. When's the hero gonna come back? You know we could have joined her in this place, right? No. It was a test of her skill. She's an adventurer. She doesn't need us. You know we're higher level than her, right? Shh, quiet. It's always hard to, it's always hard to like have NPCs help you in the game, especially if they're higher level, because it's like, why not just have the NPCs play the adventure? You know, you gotta word it around to where the adventures are still useful. You know, it's a tough thing to do in D&D, trying to have more powerful NPCs. That's why you just gotta play them as NPCs that just happen to be stronger, conveniently so. Yeah, let's go and save it. Why not? Yeah, we gotta get to the top of this thing. Now you're probably wondering, why don't the heroes help you after being released from the dungeon? Yep, and Jarek and Karn are just standing there. That's like, okay, where'd you go, hero? And I'm like, well, I went to save the hero from the previous game. You know, you could have helped me, right? But no. Anyway, let's continue on to the next part, because we need to get to the next level. Yeah, I have no idea why they didn't program to come down there. I actually have no clue. Maybe there was an accident? Maybe they didn't want to have extra lines of dialogue for Jarek talking to the heroes from the previous game? I don't know. And why don't the heroes help you? Story-wise, I can only assume that it's because of that they've been weak from being tortured and stuck in those dungeons forever, and so they can't viably help you because they're not at full strength.
Damn them all. They just keep coming. Go on. I'll hold them here until you're through the gate. Fortune be with you.
Yeah, that was ominous when a shadow appears right when he says he's got to take care of things. You wanted me to leave me with Karn, of the Zentarum, who's been trying to kill me this whole game? You sure that's a good idea, Jarek? Well, Karn wasn't going to stay behind, that's for sure. Yeah, I don't know. But, alright, well, it's just the two of us. Well, looks like someone's got a case of the Mondays. Yeah, we got mummies here. You know, based off, the embalming or the burying of nobles during Egyptian times, but they've been turned into enemies in D&D. I feel like there's something disrespectful in there somewhere, but nah, I don't care. I'm fighting mummies. Yeah, mummies are pretty decently powered undead in D&D. Like usually they're CR like 7 or 8, so unless you fight a greater mummy, you know, more of a Tutankhamun or what was the name of the mummy in the Boris Karloff movie? I don't remember. It's been forever since I've seen that version of the Mummy. Sadly enough, I'm more aware of the Mummy with Brendan Fraser, which that's a fun action movie, you know. But I prefer the original one more, just because it had Boris Karloff. We got shades or shadows. Yeah, we got zombies. This whole place is full of the undead. I wonder why it's called the Pale Night, the Temple or the Tower of the Pale Night, you know. Also, these mummies have a lot of HP. Luckily, Karn cannot die, which is good. We need someone to distract us. Yeah, too bad the poison dagger is not as great here, mainly because, you know, but it still works. It's still ranged attack. God, these mummies have a lot of HP. Man, I almost wish I had Alicia here, you know, to help me with these undead. She'd be perfect for this place, and the fact she can heal herself too. That is kind of pathetic when a guy who's technically supposed to be stronger than me does like almost no damage to him while I do like all this damage. I know it's so that the AI doesn't take your kills, even though I don't think they can really take your kills per se, but it makes you more heroic when you kill the thing and not the AI. I personally don't mind the AI helping me with attacking things. You know. I'm a modern century guy. I can accept it. I can accept help from other people. Ow. Yeah, thank you, Karen. Or Karen, whatever. I keep calling him. Well, you know, I keep calling him Karn, like Karn from like Breath of Fire or something like that. You know. Oh, that's a game I need to play again and record. It's been forever since I played that game. You can't climb stairs? Man, shadows are a joke. Did I just punch him through the wall? I think I did, actually. You're not supposed to be able to do that. Must be a glitch. Where'd you go? Are you gonna help me? Are you stuck? Oh no. I'm gonna have to walk away from him to reset him, possibly. Oh dear. He is not helping me anymore. He might technically got... Well, actually, Karn can't get knocked out, so I have no idea. There he goes. I was about to say, why didn't he... He must have gotten stuck, like his pathfinding must have gotten broken or something like that. Whew. Man. Yeah, I can't just browbeat through all these guys. I just have to go slowly at a time. Inch by inch. We are almost to the top. Almost. But what awaits us at the top of this night of the Tower of the Pale Knight? Well, I mean, obviously the Pale Knight, but, you know. Who's making that noise? Is that supposed to be the mummies or the shadows, even though shadows don't make noise? I think those are mummy noises, but they sound like some machine or something like that, you know? I wonder if that's on purpose. It sounds more like a spinning blade or something like that, you know? Punch me so hard. You know what, I haven't been, I should be reminding myself to block again. It's because for a while there we've been fighting things I couldn't really block, so. Or I unreleased the block too early. Alright, Kieran. Let's keep fighting more mummies. Where's Daddy, though? I want to find more daddies. You know what I mean? Space daddies. Isn't that what they call Elon Musk or something like that? No. What is this? No. Gotta get to that top so we can save. Save. Because you know what awaits us at the top. Something evil. A boss. Because that's how it is in all these places. Always a boss at the very end. Okay, those are the mummies. Huh. Maybe it's the sound chip or something like that being a little bit wonky or something like that. It just sounds weird. I mean, they are supposed to be otherworldly, I guess, because they're, you know, undead creatures that are, you know, buried nobles or whatever. Although I think in D&D they don't really go by the buried nobles prospect. They're just undead that were buried. Actually, were they supposed to? I'm trying to remember which version it is, because some of them it's the person was buried alive and they died, and that's how they became a mummy. But I don't quite remember. It has been a while, I'll admit, since I've read the description page of mummies. Even though I use them every once in a while. But not as often as like. Can't really fight all these guys back to back. They'll like hit me too often. Ah, sheesh. Good lord. And when they do that piercing defense ability on me, it's making it easier to hit me. Well, since there's only one, I guess I'll fight on them. Oh, by the way, if you, I never mentioned it, but if you play as a character and you don't choose to release the character that has ties to that character, you'll get something different that won't really help you, but you could sell it, I guess. Like if you save Cromlech, he gives you like, I think it's +5 flaming axe if I recall, and Vaughn I think gives you a flaming longbow like +5 or something like that. So it's usually always a +5 weapon of some sort. So, but yeah, in hindsight, I probably should have built up my staff fighting abilities just to take advantage of that. But like I said, I always like getting up and close and personal, fisting someone, you know. What? Something's not right. What are you talking about? Like the fact that mummies just appeared out of nowhere? Like gosh darn Jack in the Box? How many times I'm gonna make that reference in this series? I don't know why it's my favorite. It's one of my favorite like random go-to lines. I have no idea why. I mean, it's a funny line. It's just I repeat it more often than I realize. You know? I try not to use it all the time, though. I always use it when someone surprises me in the games. You know. In the movie itself, it's pretty funny too. So it's not like I'm quoting something terrible. Although there's usually some entertainment even in terrible stuff. If it's so terrible, it's funny. I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to like cause fear in me or something like that when they do that. I think mummies, if I recall, have a cause fear effect where if you're just in their presence, you have to make a will save or something similar depending on which version you're playing. And if you make it, obviously nothing happens. But if you fail, you want to run away from the creature as fast as you can. Or it paralyzes you, one of the two. But usually with fear, you just run away as far as you can. You're like, no, don't want to fight you. Run! Alright, yeah, I already checked that a little here, so. You know, is this a little cathedral or something like that? Oh yeah, this whole tower is like a big cathedral. It's like someone flipping the bird to like religion or something like that by doing that. Hello? Uh-oh. Shades. Shadows. Who knows what lurks in evil? Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? The Shadow knows. Or he'll kill you, one of the two. I don't know. Man, the Shadow really did have a nose. For those who watched the Shadow movie with was it Alec Baldwin or whatever? Man, that's an old movie. I don't remember if I liked it or not. To tell you the truth, it's been forever since I've seen it, so I don't reference it very often. So must be well, it's not an obscure movie per se, but it's not something I reference very often. Just because, like I said, it's been forever since I've seen it. I think there was some concept, like I like the idea of the original Shadow, you know, from back in the radio drama. It's based off a radio drama from, I'm trying to think what era, the 40s or something like that, I think. It could be older than that. Yeah, it was one of those like weekly Saturday evening type of radio broadcasts. Yeah, back in the day, viewer, before TVs, people had things called radios. You put on your favorite radio voice and listen to someone on the radio tell, you know, the news or some story, or, you know, or make up stories. And that's where audio dramas and plays came about, was from, you know, people trying to find entertainment inside of radio, because you couldn't, you know, look at the people because, you know, it's a radio. So you had to do something to entertain them. So why not make descriptive radio plays? And that's where people like who were good with sound effects. Actually, a lot of crazy sound effects came from the audio dramas of that time, because of having to make the radio drama sound so good. You know, what did you use to make stepping feet? You know, did you use shoes or did you use something else? You know, what sound did you use to punch a guy? Well, you punched a slab of meat, baby. I think a lot of those sound effects from those audio dramas became open license a while back, so anyone can use it. Like the favorite one is the punch sound effect, which is basically someone just punching a ham hock. You know, I'm not very good at recreating sounds, but you know, whatever. It's just someone punching a pig hawk. You know. If only these mummies weren't so powerful. Almost more powerful than the actual boss. Why they do so much damage. Whew. She goes, ew, I stepped in dead man. Or something like that. How much? I was about to say, how much weight can I carry now that I've almost maxed out my endurance? So, the reason, you're probably thinking, why would you do that if you can just go back to town every once in a while? Well, maybe I want to store like a ton of potions, you know? Because potions do weigh a lot, you know? Well, they don't weigh a lot initially, but if you carry a lot of them, it does add up. And less time to have to go back to town to sell stuff, you know? You can just kind of keep going for a while. What keeps hitting me? Oh, right, it's shades. Except that one time, she just kind of randomly went, ah. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I gotta be careful, dude. They will pow, blob. Yeah, keep throwing That's how you kill shadows. Daggers! Unless they're magical, they're not going to do any damage. Yeah, shades are one of those creatures that if you don't have a magical weapon, you can't do damage to them. That type of thing. They're really dangerous low-level undead because usually their CRs are like 2. So you think a party of adventurers could beat them because, you know, especially if you pin them against a party of 5 against 1 shadow. But the thing is, if you didn't like clue them up or give the party magic in some way to like fight it, you know, you pretty much screw them on that occasion. And it's hard to, you know, on certain enemies that have like specific strengths or weaknesses or what they can do pretty nasty things, you kind of almost have to telegraph it to players so that they're at least aware of what they're getting into. You can't really just spring it on them. I mean, you could spring it on them if you want to. And it would test out the player's ability to adapt. But most players tend to think that they can fight anything that you run up and throw at them, no matter what it is. They don't think you could throw something that they can't kill, so best to always throw something at them that they could possibly kill. Possibly. Nothing than that. But a shadow. He was hiding in the barrel the whole time. And why was he doing such a thing? Was he very bored? Or was he quite a crafty shadow? Who knows? He is now dead. Or deader than he was before. He's been sent to the afterlife after all. I forgot how shadows... I know shadows can make other shadows. Like if a shadow kills a party member, they can turn into a shadow within so many rounds. But I don't know who the first shadow was. You know, not Alec Baldwin. We know that. But I don't know how shadows are initially created outside of getting killed by a shadow. Must have been some evil wizard or someone like that. Someone who just doesn't like life. Created the shadow thing. There's probably some like undead necromancer or you know, some evil god of the night. You know, like let's see, not Shire. What? Shar. That's it. The goddess of the night. Which usually she's an elven god, but yeah, details. Well, actually, let's get the treasures while we're here. I was gonna hold off on. Did you see that? $3.99, man. And they're still up. Oh, I'm almost out of potions. I might have to buy potions actually. It's gonna do a lot of damage to me. And I'm gonna kind of need potions for the boss. Well, the boss isn't super bad, but he's still kind of heinous. Yeah, definitely not doing the same damage with my fist. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to buy more potions. Definitely. They're getting a little pricey around here. Wait, where'd you go? Oh, did you spawn down there even though you're supposed to spawn? It must have been the way where I hit him. Because yeah, he's supposed to spawn right where the chest is, but he spawned down there instead. Hello? Oh, there you go. Sorry, sometimes I have to like get right up to my monitor to see those guys sometimes. Oh my god, stop doing so much damage to me. Stop it. Too bad you can't climb stairs, jerk. Sometimes I can hit you with range from... You can see all the damage I'm doing. Okay, let me check the rest of the area around before we do that. I go up in the middle section there. Every time Karn appears in a puff of black smoke, I keep thinking of shadows popped up. I'm like, uh-oh. Just keep throwing daggers. Keep firing, jerks. I wish you would just go and attack Karen there. Yeah, fight this entire jerk. I'll be right here. It only takes one hit, dude. One hit to do so much damage. So much damage. I'll take care of this. Yeah, shades everywhere. Yeah, you can actually go upstairs. Whoa. Kind of didn't want to get surrounded by mummies. Oh, whoops. Yeah, you're gonna be hearing Viada's death blow, or not death blow, almost dying blow, where you're like, hey, I'm about to die. Oh god. Yeah, with ranged areas like that, you can actually hit from a bit away. But unless you have that like combo thing going on, it's not really going to do much. Man, this is taking forever, killing these guys. I mean, even with all my power and everything like that, it still takes a hot minute to get through these guys. Okay, multiple. Ow. I'm trying to block more often so I can build up some HP. There we go. Used too many potions, so I need some other ways to heal myself. Oh, I hate when I miss one. Do this whole back and forth thing, huh? You deal with him. I'll deal with this guy. One at a time. One at a time. Yeah, try and take care of them or distract them or something. I'm really not a fan of grabbing multiple. Imperial ring. We'll sell it, I will. Hey, what? I was hoping to get to the boss of this place, but I forgot how long this little section is, mainly because of how long it's taking for me to kill these guys. Yeesh. And I still haven't beefed up my gloves yet, so I can actually, you know, do multiple attacks back to back. Because the one I wanted to do was the one where it increases my combat reflexes to max, or almost max. I mean. But that requires a bit of gold, which I do have. I just need to. I was waiting to get as many gems as I could before I make it, because we're not quite at the end, but we're getting close. But whoa! Gosh, you see all my life disappear before my eyes? That's the scariest thing. Not what we're actually fighting, just the fact I could lose. Me lose? I'm a hero. Heroes aren't supposed to lose. That's how we all play them. Yep. Karn, aren't you gonna help me? Well, okay. I guess you didn't have to help. I took care of it myself. Still Pathfinder for the AI. Oh well. Oh, there we go. Just have to get a reset for a second. I was surprised Shadow didn't pop up while we were doing that. Okay, cool. Alright, then we got that other section to do. Alright, I think I'll try to get this done in one setting. I was thinking about splitting it up, but I was like, no, we're not too far off from getting to the boss of this place, so just checking the rest of this level before that. So any like other shadows or whatever hidden in the background. Ooh, potion and money. Something's not right. It's almost like we're about to get attacked by mummies. What do you expect? Just a hail of arrows, dude. You could have maxed out hail of arrows and used it like right in front of someone so that they take like a ton of damage back to back. But yeah, the only problem with like attacking in corners is the chance for the AI to like summon like a billion monsters to attack you. I love seeing those numbers climb, especially with the crit. Okay. Ow. Yeah, it's almost another case maybe I should have played this game on normal mode just so we could have gotten a little by it a little bit faster, but yeah. And more zombies over there. Or zombies. Mummies. Mummies, daddies, and children. Thought another shadow appeared because Karn appeared in a puff of black smoke. I was like, what? What? are you doing all this to me while you're on fire? And nothing over there. I'll take my shoulder block, baby. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else I can really say about mummies and stuff like that. I know in... Whoops. Oh, there it is. I was like... I know in Ravenloft there's like a powerful mummy lord that you can fight in one of the Dread Realms. For those who don't know, Ravenloft has a... Ravenloft is its one own dimension of horror, and each... In Ravenloft, there's like multiple demi-planes or whatever, and each is like run by like a Lord of Shadow, or I think that's what they called him anyway. Not as Shadow as in a shadow, but just like dark creature or whatever. Called the Dread Denizens or something like that, maybe is the official term. And the way you create is like the being like some horrible creature, person, thing, or whatever in real life, and at least the Forgotten Realms or D&D in general. And then a curse will take you to the Forgotten Realms, and you'll make your own plane of existence where you usually become the Denizen Dread, or the Dread Lord, or whatever you want to call it. It's been forever since I've read the Ravenloft setting. But, yeah, you're usually in control of it, but there's usually a curse with being in control of it. Like, you can't leave, or something that satiated you in real life can't now, stuff like that. You can't die. Well, you can die technically, but not by your own hands. Stuff like that. It's one of those things. It's one of those places that only like a handful of people really like being there. Like Strahd is one of the more famous examples of it, and I believe his dread domain appeared when he killed his brother. Spoilers for the story of Strahd. Not that it's a big spoiler or that big of a deal. I mean, you can find that out pretty easily in the game when you play the module based off of it. Yeah, it's one of the more well-known D&D modules. Modules, for those you don't know, are basically just pre-made adventures that people could buy. So that way, for those of you who want to DM or run games, but you don't want to actually put all the effort into creating your own world and all this other stuff, then modules are like short pocket adventures for you to take your players on, and you don't have to do a ton of work. The only work you have to really do is make sure to read the module and utilize it when it tells you to, stuff like that. I'm kind of mixed on modules when I actually use them, because I do want to use them because it does save on me on prep time, but sometimes the best way to do them is to just steal from the module, because unless you're going to publish the work yourself, which 9 times out of 10 as a DM you're not going to, just steal it and make sure your players haven't hopefully your players haven't read that stuff. There you go. I usually try to make up my own stuff, but I will cherry pick interesting game concept or interesting story concepts that maybe I didn't think of at the time. I'm like, oh yeah, that's kind of cool. Yeah, I could do that. So, all right. Well, looks like this. There's an organ here. Wonder what happens if we play the organ. Will the spooky, scary skeletons come out? Will we have a monster bash? And what awaits us at the top of this place? I feel an edgelord coming on. But find out what happens next time in the next episode of Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 2. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.